This should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. Preferably in a residential area.
The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Happy Hour. You're tuned in to Happy Hour, an hour where Happy rants about something. Sit back and listen in. Happy Hour is on now. Happy Hour is on now.
What's up? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. And for the next hour, my goal in life is to change the way you think about things. For the next hour, I want my rants and my thoughts and my opinions to change the way you think about things and to expand your mind and to get into contact with me. I promise, I'm a man of my words. That's what I tell the ladies. It's not hard to get into contact with me. Call me, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. But the thing is, I don't have a phone screener for this show because I'm conducting everything at once. So when I say all lines are open, call then. So the lines are not open yet because I'm not ready with the rant. So when the lines are open, call me at 856-49-HOPPY. Also, tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio, and I will be sure to respond to your tweets during the break because I have to focus on the show, you know. Also, to chat me live via the Hoppy Radio chat room. It's not hard. Go to the Google Play or iPhone shop. Search up Hoppy Radio, Hoppe Radio, and there, it's not hard. You can get the app and chat me when I'm doing the show live. Very pumped about that feature, and it's great to hear from the fans in Cleveland and the fans here in Tampa Bay. I appreciate it. Also, we have a new feature. I've been doing Happy Hour Live, where you can watch me via Facebook Live, and I figured out a way, a little trick of how to get it up on YouTube. So you can see the full archive of every Happy Hour Live by going to tinyurl.com/Happy Hour Live. It's tinyurl.com/Happy Hour Live. And you get to see my gorgeous face do this riveting show. We have so much to get into, and I made this new segment. It's called This Week in Idiocracy, and since the world's becoming a crap fest, I'm keeping it clean, and since this world is going downhill, it's reminding me each and every week of the classic Mike Judge cult classic known as Idiocracy. So I put some production into the show because I want to get this show on the radio, FM, AM, Sirius, whoever wants to air it. I want to get the show on the air. So I came up with a benchmark bit known as This Week in Idiocracy. So here's the production I put in. Check it out.
Idiocracy is upon us. Hoppy is about to rant.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
What are electrolytes? Do you even know?
It's what they use to make Brondo.
Yeah, but why do they use them to make Brondo?
Because Brondo's got electrolytes.
How did the world ever get like this?
I also broke my apartment to shit. Yeah. And you know what else? I object that he's not going to have any money to pay me after he pays back all the money he stole from the hospital.
Don't say I stole. You're my lawyer.
And I object that he interrupted me while I was watching Oh My Balls! That is not okay! Now rest my case!
Your Honor, I'm pretty sure we have a mistrial here, sir.
I'm gonna mistrial my foot up your ass, you don't shut up!
Listen, Donald Trump has it all figured out. We are duped. Did you really think his wife was going to go up there and have a marvelous speech? Did you really think his wife, who's really good looking and is a nude model, I'm not saying nude models can't be smart, but did you really think she was going to go up there and change the world? Did you really think when their private jet reached Cleveland and its landing by Lake Erie that she was destined to change the world? No. She's the wife of a piece of dirt billionaire that's going to probably be our president. What I don't get is this. Donald Trump becoming president is going to be idiocracy. It's going to represent that our country's screwed. But here's the thing. If he's going to be our president, we need to embrace the fact that the movie Idiocracy is coming to life. And with that happening, you're going to have weird things like his wife literally taking the speech from Michelle Obama. Listen to me. I'm not into conspiracy theories. I'm not into all of that. I barely like talking about politics. But trust me when I say this was all orchestrated so we keep talking about Donald Trump. If she went out there and had an original, boring speech, nobody would be talking about her or the convention. But they purposely copied Barack Obama because being a plagiarist and having plagiarism in politics is not original. Listen, I like Barack Obama. I voted for him. But Barack Obama also has plagiarized speeches in the past. John F. Kennedy probably has. Bush has. Everybody plagiarizes. We would plagiarize in high school when we're trying to just get the D+ and pass the essays we had to do. I don't know what the big deal is. Who cares? What were you expecting from his wife? Were you thinking she was going to go up there and get some Pulitzer Prize and change the world? What does the wife of the nominee usually see? What does she usually say, too? I was watching the speeches from the 90s when Hillary would be up there or Nancy Reagan would do the speeches. They all sound the same. I get the outrage, and I get it. I hate the Trumps more than anything. I get why it's such a big deal that she plagiarized Michelle Obama. I just don't know why everyone's freaking out so much and why we're supposed to act like we're surprised. The movie Idiocracy is coming to life. And this is what you're going to get when Trump's going to be president. This is what you're going to get. A buffoon wife who's really hot, and you're going to get Trump, who's a reality star. I don't know what people are thinking they're going to get from Trump. What we see right now is what we're going to get as president. Maybe he's better than Hillary. Maybe he isn't. I both think they suck. I'm just saying, everyone's acting like we're supposed to be surprised and outraged by everything that's gone down and that he can't get any celebrities to endorse him at this convention. I mean, this is politics, folks. And the Republican whole party is crumbling. And that's what happened when you have this buffoon come in. I just don't know why everyone's acting so shocked and so outraged that she copied Michelle Obama, because she is the first politician's wife to ever plagiarize. I get the plagiarism she did was horrendous. It was horrible. It was clearly copycat. But trust me, this was all planned out because now we're talking about them and we're outraged. And the more we think about Trump, the better chance you have of voting for him when you see those two names, him or Clinton, on the ballot. How much news has Clinton made? Besides the fact that she made a horrible Pokemon joke last week and the fact that everything happened when Benghazi. When you think of Hillary Clinton, all you think of is negative vibes of her husband getting head from Monica Lewinsky and she didn't divorce him. And you think of the fact of everything with the Benghazi emails. When you think of Trump, Trump is a genius at getting himself in the news and not leaving the news. And that is why I believe he will be president, because he's such a bigger name right now and he's so good at getting himself into headlines. This is all orchestrated. He was on a reality show for 10 years. He's been in reality shows. He did an online radio show. Trump is also an entertainer, and he knows how to do it. My God, are we stupid? Then I saw this headline, too. It was great. Lou Holtz, you know, the ESPN sports analyst, the guy who sounds like he has a pound of mucus in his mouth. He says about people coming to this country, he says about immigrants, and I quote, this is from Sports Yahoo, "I don't want to speak the immigrants' language." I get by me covering him, I'm doing what I'm about to rant about, but why is this guy even given an outlet to speak? Are they so desperate at this convention? Are they so desperate in the media that Sirius XM is going to let him have a town hall where he gives his takes on politics? Lou Holtz was a great coach for Notre Dame. He's a horrible sports analysis. He's awful at it. Why are we even letting him break down politics? I'm just making fun of him. I can't believe people are actually outraged by what Lou Holtz said. The dude's like 80 years old, and he has the worst speech impediment ever. He makes my Midwest twang look normal. Here's what he said. It says here, Lou Holtz let his feelings on immigration be known at a luncheon at the Republican National Convention in Cleveland on Tuesday. The former Notre Dame and South Carolina coach and former ESPN analyst told the crowd at the Republican National Convention for Life luncheon that he doesn't want to celebrate immigrants' holidays or speak their language. Here's the ridiculous part about him freaking out about the fact that in 40 years, white people will be the minority in this country. Lou, you're going to be dead, buddy. You're going to be in the ground, or you'll be really senile and not around. So number one, you're not going to even be here when that's going to happen. And number two, your whole life, Lou, you've had it easy. You played football, you were a coach, and you were on TV. You've never really had to work hard. Yeah, being a coach is hard work. Yeah, being a coach is very stressful. But the work that these immigrants put in, they have more heart and more character than you do, talking all this smack. Trust me. I'm not cool with all these immigrants coming into our country, but they also do the work that a lot of lazy Americans don't want to do. So for this rich, entitled piece of dirt who's worth $50 million, this rich, out-of-touch imbecile to talk smack about immigrants, I don't want to celebrate their national holidays. Don't. I didn't think you went out to the bars on Cinco de Mayo this year. You were probably playing bingo with your old friends. Nobody's expecting you to celebrate their holidays or learn their language. No one's going to force you to get Rosetta Stone, Lou Holtz. You're 80 years old. You can barely speak English with your speech impediment. There's no way you're going to learn the Hispanic language before you die. What an imbecile and what an awful thing to say. Trust me, if you're for immigration or if you're against it, they're human beings at the end of the day. And this is very degrading, what he went on to say. Ridiculous. I don't want to become these immigrants, he said. I don't want to speak your language. I don't want to celebrate your holidays. Hell, I don't want to go to your soccer games. Jesus Christ. Lou Holtz is probably that imbecile at the family party where you're just having a great dinner. Like, let's say Thanksgiving, and you're going around and you're saying grace. I'm happy I'm alive. I'm happy we're all healthy. And he goes, I'm happy that those Mexicans aren't in our country yet. I bet he's the creepy uncle that makes everything uncomfortable. I bet Lou Holtz, when you're sitting around and you're opening up Christmas presents, you purposely don't sit by Grandpa because he always says things that get a little uncomfortable, you know. For Lou Holtz to even have the audacity and the mindset to say, I don't want to become these Mexicans. I don't want to celebrate your holidays. I don't want to cheer for your soccer team. Okay? No one's forcing you. It's like, do you think an American that moves up to Canada, are they forced to be a person that has to celebrate Boxing Day every year in Canada? Are they forced to watch the CFL or hockey? Are they forced to speak French when they go to Montreal? No. Such an ignorant and old thing to say. Now listen, the next thing I'm going to say, I don't want anybody to take out of hand. I don't want anybody to spin the words, because I am not rooting for anybody to die. I lost my dad to cancer. I don't believe in an afterlife, so I'm not for people dying. But things will be better off when imbeciles like him, who are so out of touch and so racist, when they pass on, that's when racism and this ignorance is going to go away. It's this thing with their baby boomer and their older generation. They're so in the 50s and 40s that they bring this ignorance to 2016, and it just doesn't translate. I'm not saying let's let every immigrant in this country, but when you're demeaning them like they're not humans and you're saying, I don't want to celebrate your holiday, you just come off like a piece of garbage, dude. And I get he was a good coach, but why would you even give him an outlet to speak about politics when he couldn't even talk about sports? I mean, I know my impersonation isn't spot on. I know it's not great, but that's how he would talk when he was on ESPN, you know? Tim Tebow is the greatest thing to happen since Vince Young. It was the worst voice ever. I literally would rather listen to the chalkboard be scratched than his voice. It's so awful that I'm beginning to talk like him just because I was impersonating him for 5 minutes. It's just sad when you see these old guys and they're just so rude and so much of bigots. Listen. I don't know what I think of immigration. I'm not going to sit here and be political. I know I have for the last 20 minutes. But what I'm getting at is when you become demeaning and you say, I don't want to become them, you're acting like you're better than them. They work hard. They have families. We all die. We all fart. We all poop. We're all humans at the end of the day. So for you to sit there and be entitled, you're not impressing anybody besides the old people your age that are racist. Nobody that's my age is going, yeah! You go, Lou Holtz. Keep speaking the truth, bro. I like what you say, man. Nobody's impressed. There's no 90s kids or Generation X people that are going, yeah, Lou. What you said, man, was exactly what I was thinking. Nobody's impressed, Lou, so sit down, shut up, and go play bingo. And I'm not saying every old person needs to go play bingo. But when you're going on Sirius XM radio spewing this garbage that is bringing this country back, you're not doing anything, bro. I'm just saying. Call me. The phone lines are open now. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. And you can chat me via the app.
Next on Hoppy Hour.
Let's get this show on the road. Up next on Hoppy Hour. God, I need to quit talking like Lou Holtz. It's so much fun, though. There were these dirtbag high schoolers that killed a guinea pig as a pregame ritual for their football team. And I will talk about that. Also, Netflix is seeing a plummet in their money shares and in membership. And I will explain why Netflix is beginning to go downhill. Call me, 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. We will be right back on Hoppy Hour after this. Hang on.
Hoppy Hour. Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppy Hour.
Like the fire needs the air. Yeah. I won't burn unless you're there. Unless you're there.
Call Hoppy now. 856-49-HOPPY. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Or chat him live via the Hoppy Radio app.
I am your host, Ryan Hoppy, and we have a very special guest on the phone line. Man, I'm talking like Lou Holtz now. On the phone line is my guy, Kevin Howley, who is the host of the Kevin Howley Show. What's up, dude?
What's going on, Hoppy?
Nothing much, man. How are you doing, dude? I'm very glad that you called in. I always appreciate your support. So how's everything been, man, and what's up?
Oh, everything's been going very well, and nothing's really up, man.
What was your take
Lou
on the last rant?
impersonations.
What did you think of that last rant about Lou Holtz?
I love your rants, man. Are you kidding me? That was hysterical.
What's your take on my last rant? What did you want to say?
Oh, my God. Well, first of all, I think Notre Dame lives matter, you know. I think he nailed his speech down pretty well, you know. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't have the best radio voice. So, you know, who am I to try to impersonate somebody as magnificent as Lou Holtz?
How about what I was saying about the fact that he comes off like a bigot when he's ripping into Spanish people like that? What do you think?
I think that's kind of hardcore, yeah. You know, it's such a fine line, dude, to, you know, talk about, you know, the whole Mexican thing. It's such a powerful thing right now. You know, there's so much stuff that's taken out of context. And at the same rate, there's so much that needs to be talked about. And so to hear a rant like that's great. I mean, it's healthy.
And I hated people in the Hoppy Hour chat room. You saw it. People were saying, I'm wishing him to die. No. What I was saying, Kevin, and I want to get your take on this, is when this generation of people in their 80s dies off, that's when you're going to have this ignorance go away. I'm not wishing anybody to die. I'm just saying these old farts come off so annoying when they say all these racist, bigoted things, you know, Trump included.
Bro, yeah. You know, I agree with that. I mean, I'm not one to stand up for millennials, you know, 100%.
All right. What's your point of millennials here, bro?
The idiocracy, you know, comparison is pretty spot on. It really is. I hate to see so many young people, you know, hate on people that talk about things that are pretty regular in conversation, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it needs to be talked about. It really does. So it's refreshing. I like it. I like to hear it.
Well, dude, have a good night. I appreciate you listening. And whenever you give me a call from your 727 number, I will be sure to answer because I've appreciated your support. I appreciate everything you and Chris have done. And do you want to give a quick plug to your network?
Yeah, the CRN at yolasite.com, man. It's Comedy Radio Network. Listen, dude, is Cam Bertrand going to be on tonight?
Cam was already on. You can check it out on demand via my app and on my Spreaker page. Sounds good?
Dude, I missed that. Are you kidding me? All right, I'll check it out.
I didn't do it live, so you can check it out now. Thank you, Kevin, and have a great night, bro.
Have a good night, man.
You too. All right, bye. That was my guy, Kevin Holly, as he called Happy Hour. I know if you're watching on Hoppy TV, you can't hear the phone calls. Well, right now, I'm doing the best I can, but I appreciate anybody that calls. And like I said, when the phone lines are open, I will let you know when to call in. All right. I saw this headline, but first of all, this is the news segment I'm doing where I rant about the news and I give you my take, and it's called Hoppy Hot Topic. Let's get it going.
Hoppy Hot Topic. Hoppy Hot Topic. Hoppy Hot
Topic. Never got these douchebag guys in high school that always had to overcompensate and be mean just because they're athletes. And before I get into this article, I want to talk about something that was really funny. Oh boy, was it a good memory, and I've been trying to figure out a way to incorporate it. I already talked about the time that I thought I was drunk in high school at a drinking party, but it was me with a placebo effect from drinking apple juice, orange juice, this and that. All right, here's the thing. I also had another memory. I really wanted to fit in. I really wanted to be cool with the cheerleaders that I wanted to bang. I really wanted to be cool when it came to the athletes that never were nice to me. So I did this thing. You know, everybody has a sweet 16 party. You're 16 once. Let's do it. So I thought, here's the perfect way to fit in. Here is the perfect way to make friends. I have my small house that's just like a ranch house. Let's have over 50 jocks and 50 skater kids and 50 cool kids over at a house while your parents, your family, your aunts and uncles and your little cousins are there. That sounds like a good plan, and that's what happened. And I made a whole Facebook page for it. This is back in 2009 when I was 16. It was called Hoppy Bash. And oh boy, will it go down as one of the worst memories of my life. I have learned to embrace it since then, but it was awkward. What happened was all these kids came, and you had my nice uncle, my nice family, and my dorky dad wearing a DePaul basketball shirt while wearing short shorts and sandals and socks. You had my nice mom giving everybody pizza, but unaware that all the high schoolers in the backyard were drunk as hell. You were unaware that all the high schoolers were flirting with each other, and what happened was nobody brought me a present. It's not that I wanted a present, but it was basically a way for them to pregame. Because here's what happened. On my 16th birthday, you're 16 once. It goes on 5 p.m. The party's lame. The party's awkward. I was back then. And they go, all right, see ya, Hoppy. I'm like, huh? It's 5 p.m. It's my birthday, huh? They're like, yeah. We're going to Dan's house. Bye. And Dan lived on the next block over at a nice house, a nice mansion. Here's what happened. They all go to Dan's house to have an underage drinking party. Everybody gets laid. So I go to Dan's house on my 16th birthday. Dan had the party because you had the birthday party at my house when I turned 16, you know. So my house was like a pregame, essentially. I go there, and I knock. And I said, hey, Dan, hey man, can I come in? And he slams the door on my face and says, no losers allowed. Yeah! Happy birthday, Hoppy. I'm not mad about it whatsoever because I'm cool with Dan now. I'm sort of cool with the other kids over there. I just don't talk to them. But that was a memory from high school that is kind of awkward that I feel weird talking about a lot. So when I saw this headline, it kind of reminded me of the kids from high school that would do weird things before games. These were the same kids that went to my party and acted like douchebags. They would have weird pregame rituals. Nothing as bad as this, but it got weird. And I see this from the Daily Mail. And this is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is really, really sick. And any of these high school douchebags, any of these losers that want to overcompensate because they don't like their home life and they want to overcompensate because they don't know what they want to do with their life once they graduate high school. And they want to overcompensate because they're just very alone. They would do this. 2 high school lacrosse players, so they're rich imbeciles, charged after killing a guinea pig in a pregame ritual by stabbing the animal over and over and over and then bashing its head over and over with a baseball bat. Yeah! Nothing says team bonding. Nothing says, let's get that W. Nothing says, let's win the game like stabbing a guinea pig over and over and then bashing its head over and over with a baseball bat. Yeah! Let's get the job done, imbeciles. Tanner Colset. That just sounds like a rich dude. There has never been a poor person by the name of Tanner. There has never been a middle-class person that has gone by the name Tanner. Tanner just sounds like a rich, preppy douche. Tanner Colset and Michael Roth were arraigned in court on Monday on charges of killing a guinea pig. The 2 Gross Lie High School lacrosse players allegedly orchestrated the ritual killing on a match on April 30th. They now face up to 8 years in jail. You know what? There's no reason to even put that detail in there. They're not going to go to jail. This is no different. I know it's not as bad as when these rich kids are raping girls, but it's the same thing where they're going to get a good lawyer. Their mommy and daddies are going to help them, and they're going to have that pretty face in court like, I didn't mean to bash the guinea pig over and over and then stab it with a knife over and over. I'm sorry. Can I just do community service and parole? I didn't mean to. That's what's going to end up happening. Is the fact that they're going to get away with this. This court case is ridiculous. If they actually get jail time, I'll be happy because there's something mentally wrong with you. If the way to pump you up before a game is to kill a living thing like a guinea pig by smashing it, there's something wrong with you in the head. You are sick and you are twisted. Listen, I don't beat up my cat before I go to the gym to get energy. You know what I do? I drink an energy drink or I eat a meal, sit down for an hour, and then I go, or I listen to Metallica. You don't see me beating up the squirrels that hang around my apartment, you pussies. Prosecutors say Tanner Colset brought the guinea pig named Tina, but backed out of cutting it at the last minute. But then went back in and beat it up. Roth reportedly bashed the animal's skull with a small baseball bat before a third kid stabbed it over and over and over and then whipped it against the wall. Yeah. Let's get that W. Yeah. Woo. Killing an animal. Imagine the noises it was making. Animals are so harmless, unless it's like a tiger, but these pets, they just want to be loved, and you're stabbing it and beating it with a bat. You're a piece of dirt, dude. You're going nowhere in life. Even if this never happened and you guys never had the guts to go through with it, you were going to end up screwing up somehow, more than a drinking ticket. Because if you even have the mindset to do this, and if this even crosses your mind that a way to get pumped up before a meaningless lacrosse game is to act like rich douchebags that beat up an animal, because anybody that plays lacrosse has money, let's be honest. You're going nowhere in life. You were going to drop out of college. You were going to fail at a community college by doing too much ecstasy or too much Molly. Now, people might think I'm being a little bit stereotypical and a little bit judgmental. I've seen it, folks. Trust me. If your mindset to win a meaningless high school game that won't mean anything once you graduate. Hell, it won't mean anything once the season ends. If your version of getting pumped up is beating up a guinea pig, you're going nowhere in life. You're a loser. You have nothing going for you. You're a scumbag. You're not very smart. You're not very unique. No one likes you. Besides your rich teammates, nobody goes, wow, Tanner's really cool. He's so classy in the hallway. He helps out the disabled kids. He's a really good guy. No, Tanner's a piece of dirt. And so is Michael Roth. 2 high school lacrosse players face up to 8 years in prison for torturing and murdering a guinea pig in a bizarre pregame ritual killing. That's one way to say it. Bizarre. Grossly High School lacrosse team captain Tanner Colsett. Oh, the team captains are so cool. Yeah, they're in charge of something for 16 seasons, 16 weeks rather. Because once that 17th week happens, you don't mean anything. Yeah, you're so cool. You're the captain of a team that means nothing besides in your own school district. Yeah, let the power trip and your ego get to you. Ugh. Team captain Tanner Colsett and his teammate Michael Roth appeared in court on Monday as they were charged each with killing and torturing an animal and conspiracy to torture an animal. So they have 2 charges. Both are felonies that are up to 4 years. Here's the thing. Their faces, I'm sorry. The other one's like, I didn't mean to. I love when these rich kids just do these crimes because they have these faces in court. Like, they're just upset that they're there. They're not sorry that they committed the crime. Because there's no sorrow when you beat a guinea pig over and over and over and then whip it against the wall. There's no sorrow that's coming from your heart. You're just mad that you're in this situation and that your parents know that you're a scumbag with no future. Just saying. In court on Monday, prosecutors described how the 2 Michigan teens planned and carried out the ritual killing. Before a big game on April 30th, one of the 2 men sent out a text message to their other lacrosse teammates, ordering them to meet before the game and bring $1 to the cost of the guinea pig. Yeah! You know, sometimes team bonding, you go out for pizza and you each put in $5, you know, maybe go to a movie. No. Guys, give me the money to get the guinea pig because I don't want to pay for it because I'm a cheap, rich person. Give me the money and I'll beat it mercifully because I'm cool. I'm the team captain. You don't get to do it because I'm cool, man. Colsett then got the guinea pig named Tina from a nearby pet shop and brought the animal out during a meeting. He was supposed to cut the pig's head off, but backed out in the last minute when the animal began to scream. From there, the team decided to let the pig decide its own fate by either walking to one end of the table where it would be sparred or the other end where it'd be beat mercifully, and it ended up going on both sides. Unfortunately, the pig wandered to the wrong side of the table, but each side you're going to die anyway, and Roth used a small souvenir baseball bat to bash the pig's head over and over and then whip it against the wall. When that didn't kill the animal, a third teammate came in and stabbed it over and over and over and over and over in the head. What I love is if these kids weren't lacrosse players and these kids weren't pretty boys from a nice suburb of Grand Rapids, they would be prosecuted even harder. They would be ripped. Why is this being covered in a British publication, the Daily Mail? Why is the Huffington Post and Fox News and CNN not talking about it? I'm not saying cover it for 6 hours, but why am I getting all the messed up news about our country in a British publication? Ridiculous. There's a lot of weird things that go on up in Michigan, you know, like Flint has a water crisis that no one cared about. And why am I reading this in a British publication? All of this. It's sad where journalism has gone. It says here, previous reports say that some of the team members smeared the pig's blood over their face. What the F? I mean, this is satanic. If this was some 50-year-old dude doing this in public, or if this was some goth kid, we would judge him immediately. Like, if we were to hear that Adam Lanza or James Holmes, one of the weird shooters, one of these mass shooters, if we were to hear that they did this, like Jeffrey Dahmer was known for burning cats in the backyard, we find that creepy and we judge them immediately. But because these guys are good looking, we just kind of give them the pass and go, 4 years. If you have the same mindset to do it, you're no different than Jeffrey Dahmer. Trust me. Because Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, all these creeps that are horrible human beings, they're not as good looking as these kids, Tanner and Michael Roth, but they begin at the age of being a teenager. It's no different. Trust me when I say, in about 5 to 10 years, after they get parole and they do community service and they say they're sorry to the pet shop, what's going to happen is we're going to hear about these kids in 2026 and we're going to be like, remember that time that those kids killed that guinea pig in that pre-game ritual? No, because no one covered it. But we're going to find out that they then murdered somebody. I'm not saying they're going to exactly murder them, but what they did is exactly the same thing that Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy did. So I would not be surprised if this is in their future. I'm not trying to be a shock jock. I'm not being over the top. I'm being honest with you. For you to have a ritual where you put a dead guinea pig's blood on your face after you whipped it against the wall, after grabbing a bat and smashing it on its head over and over, and then stabbing it, there's something wrong with you. You're probably creeped out having me talk about it. These guys are effed up in the head, and they're not going to get anything because they're rich. Oh, my God. Call me, 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. The third student who is involved in whipping it against the wall has not been charged yet because prosecutors can't figure out what to charge him with. It must be nice being rich and just getting away with things. It must be great. Can't you find some charge? What are you waiting on? This happened in late April. It's going on August. Like, what charge are you waiting for? For them to create one? For Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, there's an Adult Swim reference, to come in and save the day? What are you waiting for? They ended their lacrosse season early. I would hope so. Their bail was $5,000. That's nothing. That's nothing. I know it's just a little petty crime, but that's just them coughing up $500 if you take 10% of $5,000. I'm just saying, my God. They have a hearing that's a preliminary examinations on August 2nd. Here is what Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy said. The alleged facts in this case show more than just a youthful pre-game act. We need to take this case seriously. Kim, and I'm going to call out everybody in Grand Rapids, and I'm going to call out everybody who is a part of this case and everybody who says that we need to change and we need to have higher precedents for how young adults act. We need to have higher precedents when it comes to horrible crimes like rape, murder, beating up a guinea pig. If we want to set up a precedent of all the awful things that are happening with all these young millennials acting up and representing my generation in an awful manner, we need to set the same precedent for rich kids that pay it off and then poor kids that do the same thing. You can sit here and say, how can we change things? You can sit here and go, we're going to make sure that they are prosecuted to the fullest. They'll get 12 months probation and have to pay $1,000. You can sit there in your imaginary world and say that you want things to change. You can sit there and say you're going to take the case seriously. But until you end up charging people and giving them the same outcome as people that can't afford as good of a lawyer, nothing's going to change. Trust me. We can live in this imaginary world. Kevin Holly chimed in, said, this is great. Pussies. It's being covered on Happy Hour. Hamsters' lives matter. I'm going to make you laugh during your rant. New pet shop boys. Yes, exactly. I love that Kevin Howley is talking to himself in a chat room. But like I said, if you're listening to the show, it doesn't matter if you're talking to yourself or you're out jogging or you're in a car in traffic in Cleveland because of the Republican National Convention or you're in Tampa in traffic on the Howard Franklin. If you're tuned into the show, you're my homie. All right, we're going to come back. And I'm going to wrap everything up on the show, but first, I am going to talk about why the profits of Netflix and their stocks, that's what I'm trying to say, is beginning to fold. After this, call me, 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. Up next, this song kind of suits, what I just talked about. And I have it in the playlist, and I didn't even mean to have it in there, but it's the song I was going to play anyway. It has nothing to do with beating something, but it's called Beat It. And it's with Sean Kingston, Chris Brown, and Wiz Khalifa. It's a good song. After I talk about beating up a poor, innocent animal, I have a song called Beat It. Perfect timing. I swear I'm not a creep. We will be right back on Happy Hour. We're going to come back, wrap everything up. Do not touch that computer mouse, that tablet, or however the hell you're listening to this.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour. Call Hoppy now. 856-49-HOPPY. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Or chat him live via the Hoppy Radio app.
All right, welcome back to Happy Hour. I'm about to end this thing, but first, I saw this headline. Netflix's shares are plummeting on subscriber misses as they had an all-time low since 2006 on subscribers in their quarterly updates. Call me, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-49-HOPPY. All right, I see this here. This is from USA Today. Netflix's shares plummeted Tuesday after the streaming video provider added far fewer subscribers expected between April and June. The company said it added about 1.7 subscribers globally, its lowest growth in 2 years, adding its total subscriber base to 83.2 million. Their shares fell 13% in total trading. The culprit, USA, is sick of its higher monthly prices, which led to a net addition of only 100,000 subscribers for the quarter. All right, listen. They're going to be fine. Netflix is going to be fine, but the problem is they go with quantity over quality. I mean, I'm looking at the new arrivals here for Netflix. I mean, when you think of Netflix, you think of Breaking Bad, you think of Orange is the New Black, BoJack Horseman, all the original shows you think of. Think of Sons of Anarchy, you think of all the shows that are on there. But I find myself watching HBO Go more often, or FX on demand more often than Netflix. Netflix just doesn't get all the good shows like it should. And they're hiring the prices for what? You have a bunch of live comedy shows like Jim Jeffries, Chelsea Handler. You have a lot of good comedy, but people can get it on YouTube, and that's not worth $10 a month. I'm going to keep doing it because I don't have cable. But your new releases are Family Guy. Great. It hasn't been good in 10 years. Brickleberry. I like the show because I'm immature, but it's not that good of an adult cartoon. Happy-ish. The Big Short. Gridlocked, the action movie. Another Kevin Hart movie. Making a Murderer. You haven't added anything since December. Marco Polo. Mike Epps' Don't Take It Personally comedy show that has 1 out of 5. The thing is, Netflix is so focused on getting quantity over quality. Like I said, they have, it seems like, thousands of stand-up comedy shows, but no good action comedies or murder. Great. You have The Flash and How to Make a Murderer. I'm glad you have these good shows, but you don't have a good focus on movies. You have good TV shows. You get the ones that are easy to get, like Comedy Bang Bang on IFC. You have Marin on IFC. You have the increasingly poor decisions of Todd Margaret. Great. You have Blue Bloods. I mean, Grey's Anatomy. You have the shows that people would want on demand. But how about recently added in comedies? The Fundamentals of Caring. You have Cronies, Mono, Me, Him, Her, Brahmin, Naman, Sophia Exposed, Deathgasm, sounds edgy, Real Life, Modern Romance, Opening Night, A Decent Arrangement, Well Wishes, Summer of 92, Family Fever, Love Me, Cool Summer 5. It's not even a first Cool Summer. Hershin, Kloppy Cowboy, and Buddies. There is nobody on the Happy Hour chat room and nobody tweeting me saying, Hoppy, you're wrong. I like that movie. Has anybody heard of Kloppy Cowboy? How about in actions? Fighting? No. The In-Laws is an action movie? No. Gridlocked? It has the guy that played Michael Scofield's brother, but it has 1 out of 5 on Netflix. Sin City, great. What is this, 2005? Mojin, which looks like a wannabe Lord of the Rings. Pandemonic. I mean, you added one little slide of action movies. How about in dramas, Honey, the movie from 2003? Very relevant. Rebirth, The Lovely Bones, Abandoned, Kelowna, Cronies, Night Owl. I get that these are obscure movies that you don't judge by the cover, and they may be good, but you wonder why your share is down, because you can watch things illegally online. I read online Game of Thrones is the most illegally downloaded show of all time. I mean, you have to keep up with the Joneses when it comes to people doing things illegally online. I mean, Summer of 92 is in dramas, independent films, and comedies. You shouldn't have a movie in 3 different documentaries. So don't bitch and moan that you're just not making as much, even though you're set for life, Netflix. Ex Past as President. They have all these movies that are like 1 out of 5, and porno has better acting. You Carry Me? They have all these right-to-DVD movies. Now it's like right to Netflix. You have one new movie for LGBT, the genre. Why even list the one movie? It's not because it's an LGBT movie that I'm hating on it. I'm hating on it like they're acting like we added one movie to the category. No one's heard of the movie. You didn't add, let's say, Brokeback Mountain, or let's say that show that was on Showtime about all the lesbians, the L List or whatever. You don't have any of those things being added here. Nobody knows what this content is. How about in, let's say, TV shows? Shameless, cool, you got it. The Last Kingdom, huh? NSU German X? The Adventures of Sinbad, and it's not the comedian? Rebellion, Deep, Good Morning Call. This dead air is for a reason. The Future of Water. Because when I want to hang out with a good-looking girl in my apartment, or I'm bored at home or at work, I'm going to watch The Future of Water. Wow, we're losing water. Riveting. There we go. Gaming show. I mean, I'm not going to list any more names. I don't want to bore you guys. Aftermath. I watch Sopranos, Sons of Anarchy, House of Lies, Ray Donovan, Ballers, Power, Banshee, Strike Back. I watch all these shows that aren't on Netflix. Like, there's not one Netflix original series that I like. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that draws me in. Like, yeah, you have the Orange is the New Black and the BoJack Horsemans of the world, but it just seems like they're going with quantity over quality because they can't afford to get all the good shows because they're either on Amazon or anything like Hulu or HBO Go. So then they bitch and moan about why their shares are down and why people are mad and people are unsubscribing because you have to pay $3 more a month. You're going to soon have $10.99? Huh? Huh? Are you out of your mind? Listen, Netflix will be fine. Netflix isn't going anywhere. Netflix in the long run will be there. It's never going to go away. It's going to keep beating out network TV, which is dead. I'm just saying, don't bitch and moan to the public about, why are we losing subscribers? What's going on? Not as many people are subscribing because there's no momentum. Netflix is just there. Everyone's seen the Breaking Bad and the Sons of Anarchies of the world. I hate when these companies bitch about how they're not making as much money. Kind of like Nintendo before Pokemon Go. Why is nobody buying our product? Maybe because the Wii Plus or whatever it was, Wii U was a bust. So then you come out with Pokemon Go and you come out with the new NES coming out in Christmas that's just going to be $50. Then you bring back people in. Netflix. Don't bitch and moan that nobody is subscribing as much as they were 4 years ago because you've been around for a while. You've been around for 10 years. Your on-demand service has been around for 5 years. And frankly, your selection years ago was better. You had every King of the Hill. You had much better selection. Don't bitch and moan. Oh, they're unsubscribing. You know what you should do? Cut a deal and try to take some of the shows that are on apps like Crackle and FX On Demand. Get shows like The Americans. So I just despise when these CEOs that have money that are set for life are like, I'm not making as much money. You're not going to sustain all this success. Now with, let's say, Cinemax, HBO, Network TV, you have Amazon Prime, Hulu Plus. Oh, yeah. And you have the illegal apps like Popcorn Time. I'm just saying, bring in
Happy hour is about to end. But first, it's time for Last Call.
Ow.
Right, happy hour is about to end. I appreciate you listening. Check out the show. It's not hard. Go to my website that I've recently updated, ryanhoppyradio.com. There, you can check it out. Also, go to tinyurl.com/happyhourlive. That's tinyurl.com/happyhourlive. There, you can check out every show I've done on Facebook Live since its beginning, and the one you're watching right now where I'm pointing at the camera, if you're watching. Yeah, that will be on later. Also, go to my app in the Google Play and iPhone shop. Search up Hoppy Radio, HOPPE Radio, and you can check it out anywhere in the world. Go to my sponsors page, tinyurl.com/happyhourdecal. That's tinyurl.com/happyhourdecal. Soli's Graphics out of Duluth, Minnesota. My guy Nicholas Seymour. For just $2, you can get Happy Hour decals. Also, my other sponsor is Simply Prepaid of T-Mobile out of Gulfport. Call them at 727-331-1934. It's 727-331-1934. And they're at 5014 Gulfport Boulevard South. Go there. Talk to Tony Spinney and his lovely wife, Christine. Ryan in the tech department. And Patrick McVicker. If you go there and say that I sent you, Ryan Hoppy, they will give you a badass deal. All right, that's about it for Happy Hour. I appreciate you listening. I will be back this week. Tomorrow, Dennis Walker, a.k.a. Dennis from Bone TV, from 102.5 The Bone. You've heard him as Gravedigger on air. He is the co-host of the Crowded Table podcast. He will be on Happy Hour tomorrow. Until then, have a great night. Talk to you folks later. Bye.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.